How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. Today I want to talk to you about what whales are doing in crypto because there's been a chart that's been floating around that a lot of people are misreading, even other YouTubers are misreading. I want to talk about that here today. Also want to talk to you about some of the big news from some of the altcoins in the market, why Bitcoin is looking so strong right now as the rest of the markets are falling, a lot of the indexes are falling. Bitcoin's actually showing a lot of strength. I also want to show you the institutional investor report towards the end of this video, showing what institutional investors are buying right now in crypto. Now, I want to apologize because I still am under the weather. Myself and my fiance are both not feeling great. So I'm just going to apologize if I'm a little bit nasally. I'm not going to cut really too much, but I want to get this information out to you. Don't worry, I'm getting tons of rest and all that kind of stuff. But if you guys don't mind hitting the like button and subscribe button, I appreciate that. There's also a link underneath the video to BlockFi to get an interest rate on your cryptocurrency. If you're outside the US, plus they are adding Dogecoin, Algorand, and Bitcoin Cash here in the US and non-US, and they're also adding Polygon for non-US clients. So you guys can definitely check out the link underneath the video. They give you up to $250 worth of bonus. And there's a link underneath the video to Unstoppable Domains where you can get a readable wallet address starting at $5. I really like them, and I think they're going to be really beneficial. You can also try to buy and resell them. So both of those links are underneath the video. Now, the stock market today is down. We have all the major indexes down 1.5% or more. In the US, the VIX is up, 16.5% here today. There's about a 40-mile long strand of vehicles heading into Kiev, and there are missiles hitting in Kiev and bombs and stuff like that. So the war is escalating, but at the same time, crypto is actually looking pretty good. The last 24 hours, Bitcoin's actually up 6.2%. A lot of other cryptos are up that much or even more. So there are a couple different reasons for this. First of all, we got this news coming from Forbes, and Forbes is notoriously bearish on crypto, but they say Bitcoin demonstrates its intrinsic value to the world. Bitcoin has continuously shown its value by providing ready solutions to different people facing different challenges, from the Freedom Convoy in Canada to Ukrainian refugees crossing to Poland to flee the Russian invasion. We've also had a change in what we think is going to come out of the Fed here in a couple weeks, with about 90% of respondents saying that they think that there's only going to be a quarter-point raise with all this uncertainty coming. Now, I think this is really positive. One thing that has been shown around a lot over the last really 24 hours, maybe a little bit less, is this. This is the number of entities with balance of 1,000 or more Bitcoin, and it just spiked pretty much out of nowhere. A lot of new addresses with a lot of Bitcoin, about 140 new addresses. Now, a lot of people are saying, oh, whales are trying to buy up like crazy right now. They're worried, or it's a bunch of Russian oligarchs, stuff like that. However, after further analysis, they did find that this was caused by a wrapped Bitcoin provider custodian moving their Bitcoin into newly created wallet addresses. So this is not what everyone thought it was. This is not just 150 new billionaires buying Bitcoin or anything like that, or the really wealthy adding to their Bitcoin holdings. Now, there are still people that are doing that, and we've seen that actually recently with the BTC ruble daily volume increasing very quickly. So people in Russia are still trying to move their money into Bitcoin, but it's not what we thought originally or what a lot of people thought. Now, even some websites are still saying this, that this was the cause of our $45,000 spike, or our $7,000 spike to $45,000 because of whale addresses adding, and that's not the case. Now, what was the case was that we had $300 million in crypto liquidation, which helped Bitcoin to surge to $44,000. We also have had those other couple big pieces, kind of not just yesterday, but over the last few weeks, we've seen Bitcoin demonstrate its intrinsic value. We also saw the Fed change, or the sentiment change around the Fed. So those are longer narratives than just the last day, but those liquidations all hit yesterday. We also have some people like Raoul saying that this feels a lot like March 2020, where everything was negative, right? This feels very similar to that. So back then we threw the worst possible news at it, a pandemic, a global shutdown, and it fell very sharply, but failed to make a new low. Back then, crypto turned up 10 days before the NASDAQ 100, but bonds led crypto. Cut to today, 8% inflation, oil at $105, 7 rate hikes priced in, plus QT and GS calling for 11 hikes and a war. Crypto failed to make new lows. Time to watch carefully. Yes, this is a different time, but price is suggesting the macro might get more positive for crypto. Bonds are suggesting the same. Growth is going to evaporate. It's a bit early to tell, but pay attention. It might also be the end of the tech sell-off soon. So major macro investor Raoul saying that we are looking pretty bullish. This might be the turnaround we've wanted. There's also some other positive news. I remember just a week or two ago, the European Union was talking about a proof of work ban because of energy related issues, but they scrapped the plans following backlash, and a lot of this might be because of Bitcoin over the last few weeks showing its value. Now, turning to some altcoin news, we did have Gavin Wood that gave $5 million worth of Polkadot. I think it was actually $5.8 million worth of Polkadot over to Ukraine. So good for them. Some people were a little bit annoyed that he was making this kind of a marketing ploy. Either way, he is helping out Ukraine. Also, Terra. We can't go without talking about Terra because it has been on a tear, if you will. Terra has gone up 82% in 7 days, and a lot of this is due to the fact that they burned 29 million Luna tokens worth about $2.6 billion. This is because a lot of people want UST. They want the safety of UST in Anchor Protocol, and there has been some other news too recently, right? They announced their $1 billion in their $1 billion Luna token sale. They've had a couple really good things going for them, and the price is just gone berserk recently. Now, moving over to some other altcoin news, we always look at the Digital Asset Fund Flows weekly report, and this just came out yesterday. We can actually see a smaller amount of money flowing in, only about $36 million. And some people would say this is still bullish because this is actually from last Friday. It became available, I believe. So this is as of close of February 25th. So still, this is when a lot of people were fearful in the market. Now we just ticked up yesterday, so it would probably be a little bit different if we looked at this week's report. But they say that this is actually positive because of the turmoil in Europe. We had a pretty good inflow on Bitcoin, decent inflow on Ethereum, considering that we've seen a lot of outflows recently. Multi-asset was up 14 million, but a lot of the altcoins sold off. Now, Tezos was one that actually saw about a $4.2 million inflow. Actually, it's 4.4 million. So we did see some money flowing in there, but Solana, Litecoin, Binance, Polkadot, Cardano all saw outflows. Now, to be fair, like I said, that was at a time going through the 25th. We really hadn't seen much movement in the market. Now, maybe that changes because institutional investors typically are the ones that are pushing the prices, and maybe, institutions are seeing a change. Maybe they're seeing a change in sentiment and they have been allocating more capital over the last couple of weeks. It's hard to tell right now. Maybe next week will give us a better idea. But right now, there has been this major change in sentiment, right? There's been a major change in just how people view crypto, I think, over the last few weeks. And I think that is a positive change. It's interesting to see the decoupling away from the markets when a lot of other markets are down. Crypto is up. It's nice to see. Let me know your thoughts on this underneath the video. Let me know what do you think about these different altcoins in the news from Terra to Polkadot. Let me know. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it, and I will see you in the next video.